R.I.P. Almighty Suspect. R.I.P. Almighty Suspect, bro. After yesterday's news, or after yesterday's stream, if you guys saw towards the end of the stream, we covered a little bit of No Jumper news as it was happening live in the field. And for whatever reason, whoever's in charge over there at No Jumper, whether it's Lush or ADAM22, of the booking of the hosts and shit, who knows, somebody decided it was a great idea to try and get Almighty Suspect and Brandon to sit in the same room, even though Suspect and Brandon have had a bit of a beef in the last couple of weeks and shit. They still got them to sit down and do the show. It did go okay for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, passive aggressively, but then towards the end, it all erupted when, you know, Lush decided to kind of stir the pot again. They got to squabbling, they got to arguing, then they got to screaming and shouting at each other, and then Suspect decided to spit on Brandon, which then caused the cameras to black out, and, you know, they kind of got escorted. I think Brandon left the building at that point, and then of course the show kind of came to an end. Now the next day, ADAM22 is back in the office, and he has decided, pretty unpopular, pretty surprising, I'm not gonna know, unpopular decision wise, I think it's surprising, I'm not gonna lie, considering the mess that No Jumper do, considering the mess they engage in, considering all the nonsense they put on their channel, considering the stuff that they promote and they kind of encourage. I'm a bit surprised that Adam is fired. Lush. I wish it was fucking Lush. I'm actually surprised that Adam is fired Suspect. I'm not gonna lie. I know he allegedly brought a knife, you know, to this kind of whatever Muay Thai fight, which is a hilarious kind of joke. But considering everything that goes on that fucking channel, to fucking fire Suspect is a bit strange. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit strange. Given that people have brought guns to that place, people have stomped people out in the parking lot in that place, people have done all sorts of madness in that show or on this channel or at that place and not really got fired. So for Suspect to get fired and no blow was thrown, no one actually got physically hurt. I know it didn't look good on camera. I know I said I was really not liking what they were doing, but when it comes down to it, no one got hurt, no one got touched, no one got stomped out, no one got beat up. Just make them not sit in the same room together again and just keep the show rolling. It's not that deep, you know? But I guess ADAM22 decided to fire Suspect. Maybe because people don't like him anyway, I'm not too sure. But this is ADAM22 confirming that Sus has been fired. Courtesy of the No Jumper Reddit. Big up the No Jumper Reddit.
Live, if it's permissions.
We're live?
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
We're live.
Just check real quick by going to YouTube Studios.
Yeah, no, we're live.
Okay, yeah, man, we live, man.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement. Many of you are probably expecting this. As of today, Almighty Suspect will no longer be a host on No Jumper.
But I'm thinking back, to be honest, maybe ADAM22 has been looking forward to this moment, because I do remember there was that time when ADAM22 and Suspect were going back and forth. I forgot what the argument was about. There was an argument happening, and Adam was trying to pull rank on Suspect. Oh, this is my channel. This is my trying to do one of those things, and Suspect wasn't having it. And they were going back and forth, and it felt like at that point, Adam kind of turned off from Suspect. I think before he liked him, he was a good replacement. He kind of filled the void of T-Row, AD, and all them men. But I think that particular episode is what maybe would have made Adam maybe turn off from Suspect, because Suspect can get a little bit, you know, I'm sure he knows himself, he can be a little bit much sometimes. So I wonder if that's
powerful bunch.
Yo, big up, Ranger.
Oh no, say it ain't so. Fake watch Dodson, you bum.
Exactly. Sharp is gonna be loving this. Sharp has had a bit of a terrible week. Sharp has had a terrible week. That video coming out that kind of looks like he's doing some domestic violence shit. The fucking torso shit. The woman coming out and confirming that he does drink piss and shit. Sharp has had a bit of a rough couple of days. So he's going to be loving the fact that Suspect has taken over and filled that void from him. And now everyone's forgot about Torso Gate. The Torso episode has completely been forgotten about. It just happened the other day. And honestly, the internet stuff moves so fucking quickly.
For anyone who's living in a hole in the ground, there was a confrontation last night between Brandon, aka Bucci Bear, aka Dark Brandon, and Almighty Suspect that resulted in.
Hold on. I'm looking at Flocko, and I feel so. Hold on, he's yawning and doesn't really look that interested, right? as remembered. Could this be all part of Flocko's mastermind plan? Because Flocko's a hater, right? Flocko's a bit vindictive and petty. We know that. He strikes channels down. He goes after people. He's got this like weird beef he's going on with them. What's his face? That guy with the other channel that he's trying to strike him down and shit. I wonder.
Powerful bunch.
Yeah, big up your vibes.
Can they fire Poetic Flacco for being a funky bee?
Yeah, no, that's never happening. That's never happening. Flacco ain't going anywhere. He's maybe one of the star people over there actually. I wonder, right? Big up Young Vibes. I wonder if this actually has more to do with Flacco than it has to do with anybody else. I wonder if Flacco is the one that set this in motion to eventually get Suspect fired. Because you remember that time when Flacco and Suspect had that beef? And essentially Flacco was scared to come to No Jumper because I think this was post Kelpie. Post Suspect firing on Kelpie, Flacco and Suspect had some sort of falling out. I forgot what it was about exactly. Maybe it was about Flacco saying that he can say the word nigger or something even though he's from Africa. I don't know what it was. It was some sort of like thing about being black. And Suspect didn't think that Flacco was black. He kind of, loves police, loves to snitch, talks very badly about gang members and shit, whatever it may be. So I think they had some sort of falling out. And then Flacco, I think, in that falling out, how Suspect gets really loud and shit and aggressive. I think that scared Flacco because he thought he was going to get kelpied. So he didn't want to get kelpied. So then he stopped coming to the office for a period of time. He stopped coming to the studio, to the head office for a period of time, or he would avoid Suspect. Then I think they got back cool again. But most likely, they never got back cool again, and Flacco's been plotting his downfall ever since. Maybe Flacco's been plotting his downfall ever since. And this Brandon guy, this Jiu-Jitsu Muay Thai guy, he's one of Flacco's friends. He's in Flacco's crew. Like that Brandon guy, he can sound quite smart sometimes. He can have some intelligent debates, good points. But at the heart of it, he's a little bit, he's a little bit dorky and lame, to be honest, Whatever. He's like how he sounds. And, kind of makes sense because he's Flacco's friend. So I wonder if Flacco got Brandon involved with No Jumper, knowing full well Brandon's personality would clash with Sus, but because Brandon's obviously physically imposing and can fight and knows how to argue and can gaslight and lie the same way that Suspect can, right? They both have the same sort of argumentative way of talking where they kind of shout and scream over each other and gaslight and lie and manipulate situations and shit. He knew eventually it would cause Suspect to go because Suspect also has a very short fuse. And as soon as stuff gets a bit too leery, he wants to fight. He can't just have arguments. Like he wants to have a physical altercation. And obviously, Adam is trying to avoid lawsuits and this malarkey and a bad image for No Jumper. So I'm wondering now if Flacco is the reason why Suspect actually got fired. He set this plan in motion from time ago.
In both spit flying and a knife being pulled out. Both of these are infractions that I fear we just cannot tolerate as a business.
Come on, people. Come on, ADAM22. People have flashed guns at your office, man. Don't talk shit. People have brought fucking straps. People have brought fucking straps to your fucking studio. People have flashed them on camera, stretching. People have dropped them on the floor. People allegedly got shot accidentally with a gun being fired or a bullet grazed them and shit. Come on, bro. Acting like there's never been weapons in that place. Come on, people are getting stomped out in the parking lot. Disfigured and shit. Lumpy bumpy. Sobbing into cameras. And he's got a problem with somebody bringing a Swiss Army knife to a fucking fight. Come on, Adam, man.
Many times over the past couple of years, I've looked back at the Kelpie incident and I have felt like I was a little too lenient. Like I feel like that.
By the way, the Kelpie situation, didn't Adam kind of get lucky there? Because I think he worked out some deal with Kelpie quickly behind the scenes. Kelpie wasn't smart enough. Kelpie probably should have sued No Jumper. He would have definitely got a bag from it. But maybe that's also a reason, to be fair to him. Maybe he is kind of noticing or realizes that, hey, I kind of got away with it in the Kelpie situation. Kelpie situation could have brought this whole thing down, if Kelpie did actually go the route of like, sitting in a wheelchair, having a fucking neck brace on, acting like he's been emotionally distressed and he has PTSD, taken to the courts. He could have fucking cleaned No Jumper LLC out. But I think Adam kind of got in there really quickly and maybe offered him some money or whatever. Allegedly, I'm not too sure what happened. I'm just talking shit. It's just the internet. Please allow me. I'm a small content creator. I'm also a minority. I wonder if that's what actually happened there. That's why he's so prang.
Incident, even though we managed to skate essentially because we got Kelpie to sign off on us suing us. I think
by the way, that's some manipulative shit in it. That's some dirty shit in it. Kelpie gets beat up on camera. I think undeservedly so. Yes, he's annoying, but you don't have to beat up everybody that's annoying. And then Adam convinces him to sign a document that means he can't sue them. Scummy, dirtbag shit.
it was extremely lenient of us to not fire Sus at that time. And I'm not going to lie, there's been a couple of times since then, in particular with the whole Jalise thing, where it really, really felt like he was on the border of...
Come on, bro. Jalise, the argument they were having back in that lovers' tiff, the little lovers' quarrel. Why would he be fired for that? That makes no sense. Why would a suspect be on the verge to be fired because of that Jalise shit? He's watched explode. That was an incredibly amazing viral moment. Suspects watch exploding. Fucking incredible. Suspect screaming at this girl and then her, you know, calmly saying that maybe he's screaming at her because the date thing didn't work out and whatever else it may be. Like, you know, like, what was wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that. There was two pretty toxic people saying what they were saying. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Angel Ranger.
Nothing is more ponderous than 16's Lily White as trying to intellectualize and use word salad euphemisms to talk his way around hood rat crap. Come on.
This is your show. This is your bread and butter. This is what No Jumper is based. No Jumper has moved. Do you remember when there was a time? Big up Angel Ranger. Do you remember there was a time, right, when No Jumper News was quite good? No Jumper Live, at least Monday to Friday. They'd have a segment. I think Monday to Friday would have a different panel that will talk about the current topics in hip hop, quote unquote, urban news every day. And it was a set time. So if you wanted to schedule, you could watch it. It was pretty decent, right? Like you could get whenever, obviously, when that old crew was there, but it was pretty decent. No Jumper has moved far away from, like, I can't remember the last show where they go through talking points or topics from like the news and stuff. It doesn't happen. They just sit there and start arguing or start talking about street beef and shit, gang politics. It's never been a serious, not serious, but it's never been a show like that. It's mostly been a show about conflict. It's basically like what, podcast baddies, right? In a way, West Coast male baddies or something. That's it. Embrace it. Why are you trying to act like this is not what you do? And like fucking NJ Ranger said, trying to use big words, trying to intellectualize this operation that you're running, which is essentially just, you know, inmates running the asylum type shit. Like, it's not that deep, bro. You hired a bunch of gangbangers, meth heads, crackheads, shotters, dealers and shit. You put them all into a studio. You fucking mix up the combo so they get competitive and argumentative around each other. And that's it. That's what people watch it for. They don't watch it because they want to see decent people talking about decent things, wholesome things, worthwhile things. Like, come on, man. Fuck off.
attacking her that got a little scary for me and made me feel like, Jesus Christ, maybe this is...
Attacking her, scary. What next he's going to say? He's going to say some trigger words. Uncomfortable. I'm shaking. What? Fuck off, mate. Scary. Aren't you the one antagonizing gang members? Aren't you the one fucking stoking fires, stoking fucking beef between people? Asking people about their ops live on camera so they can crash out and shit. Questioning people's gangster and shit. Pulling people up on certain things that they've said. Scary. Scary. Oh, this is the suspect. They did you dirty, man. All my suspects, if you're watching this, these guys did you fucking dirty.
This is not okay. But yeah, I just feel like we just can't tolerate that kind of stuff in here. It's just way over the line. I have nothing against him. I told him I have nothing bad to say about him. I'm not gonna come on here and trash him. I'm not gonna.
Flocko's so happy. Look at Flocko. Flocko's trying to pretend to look sad and look concerned, but Flocko is so happy. Poetic Flocko is over the moon. He's always hated Suspect. He's always been scared of Suspect. He's never wanted to get kelpied. He's worried he gets kelpied, he's gonna get memed out of oblivion on fucking social media. He's so happy that threat's gone.
treat him like a sharp or anything like that. But as a business, the liability associated.
Also, let's not talk about Sharp like that because you clickbaited him and used him in your thumbnails and shit. You put him in your titles of your videos. You probably made a clip of him on No Jumper Clips. Like, let's not disrespect Sharp like this, please. Let's not do that. Let's not disrespect Sharp like that because you're riding on his coattails as well a little bit.
Associated with having somebody on camera who we have like essentially no assurance is not going to fly off the handle like that. It's just
that's why you have him on your channel, bro. I'm sorry. Suspect is doing too much. Sure. Should Suspect be wanting to pull out a knife and fucking Draco the Ruler somebody, RIP, because they called him a fucking bitch? No. Is that applicable? No. Should Brandon and Suspect should even be warring deeply like they are anyway? Because one person thought he said the N-word with the heart ER. No. But that's why he's on the show, bro. The guy is volatile. The guy's argumentative. The guy's very emotional. He clearly has a short fuse, maybe some anger problems there. But you got him on that show for that exact reason. That's why Suspect is on that show. That's why he's entertaining. He's horrible to listen to in the debate. He screams and shouts and shit. But this is what No Jumper is about. He is the archetypal No Jumper host. Let's relax. No one wants to listen to fucking Lush glazing and sucking Adam's dick. No one cares about Lush. No one wants to listen to that shit. No one wants to listen to fucking Flacco stutter all over the place and make stupid nonsense, arguments that no one fucking agrees with. No one wants to listen to that shit. People want to see Suspect rant and rave, crash out, and maybe fight somebody on camera. That's good fucking podcasting. That's good TV. That's good entertainment. No one wants to hear fucking, Lush talk about some battle rap shit that no one fucking cares about or suck off Adam for the 10th time. We don't care. Bring back Suspect.
It's just too big of a risk, and it's just not the kind of platform that I want to run at this point. I mean, honestly, the loose cannon situation has been a very bad look for the brand. There's definitely been artists who are just straight up like scared to come here to do interviews because of the.
Ooh, scared. They're not scared because you guys have the most serious, craziest guys as co-hosts. They're worried for their image. It doesn't look good for their brand because you guys run a fucking madhouse. You have no control over your host. You barely have control of your guests. No one's scared as if like that place is like, I don't know, he's making it seem as if like this is the scariest podcast in the world. It's not. No one's scary like that. People just care about their careers. They're not about to throw it away by sitting there. That's why Bizarre wasn't Bizarre there earlier, and he left midway through the argument. He saw what was going on and he thought, you know what, I'm out of here. That's what happens. People just don't want to be around this shit. It's not about being scared. It's just a bad look because this is all corny and lame. Where guys are ready to fucking crash out and lose their lives over fucking B-word insults. Come on.
The fact that they seen that clip and they just feel like violence is just a normal everyday thing here. So that incident from last night, not a good look. And we just have to take sort of decisive action in order to avoid that. Now, was Brandon instigating? I think that's fair to say. But that being said, instigating with words is one thing. And if maybe this had been brought to me afterwards and it had been said like, oh, look at the way that Brandon was talking to him, blah, blah, blah. Maybe then it would have been a conversation. But
Hold on. So somebody can instigate somebody to the point where they spit at them constantly, right? Again, because they were doing it to each other. They were both pushing each other's buttons. Both parties were doing a bit too much, in my personal opinion. Especially because they got through 2.5 hours of that podcast without really coming to blows. Right? They were doing some passive aggressive disses at each other. But for the most part, you have to blame this on Lush. It's Lush's fault that Brandon and fucking Suspect eventually ended up fucking coming to blows nearly. Lush is the one that fucking brought up that argument again, and then they started going off again at each other. It was perfectly fine. It would have ended without incident, but Lush is actually the one that fucking inadvertently led to those guys beefing in the first place. But they were both bad as each other. Yes, Suspect might have brought a fucking Swiss Army knife to the fight, but if you're gonna fight Suspect, you have to fire Brandon too. That guy's only been here a couple of weeks, and look how much fucking madness he's caused. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
reality is that Sus is the one who got physical with it. And to me, it's an easy decision. If it had been the spit alone or the knife alone, If it would've been an
Powerful
easy decision-
bunch.
Pick up Martinez. Hold on, what's that? Big up Martinez. Glad you said that. I left the party the other night via Uber. People are acting like I'm pussy. No, I just don't want to be around drama and trouble, so I left. Brother, the amount of people that I've grown up with in my life that have unfortunately been in the wrong place at the wrong time and paid in the most costly way possible, I can't even begin to count. The amount of close shaves I've had myself personally from just hanging around for too long, wanting to see Wagwan, wanting to see how shit plays out. I can't begin to even count. Sometimes the way to actually save yourself from these nonsenses, if it doesn't involve you, even if it does involve you, is just to exit stage left before it kicks off. Because when it kicks off, there's no telling where it might go. No telling where it might go. No telling where it might go. Plus, Bizarre's a big celebrity, man. Bizarre's a hip-hop legend. Who knows? If he stays there longer anyway, who's to say that Suspect and fucking Brandon don't start feeling away and wanting to prove themselves in front of someone like Bizarre from D12 and start acting out? Who's to say? His presence alone might just add to those guys wanting to show how hard, how bad, how tough, how quote-unquote hip-hop they are. So no, allow that. If you're Bizarre at his age, you're like, I'm not here for this nonsense. To be fair, it was a weird thing for him to do anyway. I think Bizarre deserved to be maybe on a news panel show that wasn't as competitive or had many people. There's probably too many people in the room anyway for Bizarre to actually have a, any real say-so, any real influence, any real fucking whatever. He probably should have came another time. I don't know who booked him on that particular day. But him leaving was the smartest thing he's ever done. Pick up Abe Martinez.
It being both of them at the same time, it's an easy decision. Now, I will address this narrative that I know that a lot of people are going to probably want to run with, since apparently Flacco ran with it in his video. Lush, do you feel like you're at fault?
Not at all.
Of course he'll say that. Of course Lush will say that. Of course Lush will say that. But he's definitely at fault, in my opinion. He's not at fault because he's some sort of like evil genius. He's at fault because he's a fucking sniveling bastard, right? He's a fucking sniveling meth head bastard who just doesn't know when to fucking shut the fuck up. In an attempt to kind of take the heat and attention off of himself, he brought up the beef between Brandon and fucking Almighty Suspect, which led to them arguing. Because before they were talking at each other, the guests, if you noticed, if you watched the episode, they weren't talking to each other. They were almost talking to each other through other people. Like Brandon was talking to that guy over there. I forgot what his name again is. The guy that's sitting on the chair at the back, the black guy, dude. Brandon was sort of like getting his attention, trying to joke and run with him. Suspect was trying to talk to Brandon via talking to Munchie B and talking to Lush. So they were doing quite a good job of like passively aggressively insulting each other. But then Lush had to be like, well, how about when you guys? And then they started fucking warring against each other again. It's like, fucking shut up, man. Honestly. That fucking guy deserved to get like elbowed in the fucking face, like legitimately. No, I'm not one to kind of advocate for violence, but if that would have actually gone left, Suspect and fucking Brandon should have joined forces together on some fucking Captain Planet type shit, joined their fucking rings together and actually stomped Lush's face in. He deserved it. He was a fucking terrible fucking host, terrible fucking A-Mike, repeating himself a million times, glazing people a million times, not being able to fucking, pivot onto different sort of subjects and shit, and just literally had no control of the room for the entire time the stream was on. It was just tense, and it was just waiting to erupt. And of course, Lush, like the idiot that he is, poured gasoline on that shit and it went kaboom. Then he's sitting there thinking, not at all, not at all. Fucking buzzball Lush, Anyway, RIP Suspect. You didn't deserve it personally. I don't think you deserve to go out like that. If I'm going to be honest, I think they did you dirty. But hey, I guess you have to do what you have to do with those type of people. Let's actually check this out quickly. I want to see his Instagram actually. Where's all my Suspect's Instagram? I want to see if he said anything. What Suspect said since he got fired. I want to see what Suspect have said since he got fired. Has he said anything? Let's check out Almighty Suspect's Instagram. There he goes. Okay, he's got a lot of posts on there. Oh, he's taking it out of his bio as well already. He's already taken it out of his bio. LA the influence at the basement gaming. Deleted at 111k or 100,011k. Sorry, no, what 111,000k, six-figure sus, gentleman of leisure. No links there to fucking No Jumper. So he's already taking it out of his profile. Let's see what he's saying in his stories. He posted obviously the flyer for the episode that got him fired. He posted a clip from the beef. He posted another clip from somebody talking about what happened, I guess. And then he posted, okay, here's his statement. There you go. I tell motherfuckers I don't think it's a good idea to do some shit. Then when it goes wrong, I'm the problem. LMFAO, okay. I get what you mean, brother. I get what you mean. But just because you said something might go wrong and it goes wrong because you played a part in it going wrong, that doesn't absolve you of blame. You are also to blame, you know? You are also to blame. I don't think somebody calling you a bitch is license for you to stab them. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm out. Maybe I'm being a pussy. Maybe I'm being a fucking glazer. Maybe I'm not from the streets. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't think somebody calling you a bitch is grounds for you to stab them. I'm not gonna lie. It might be grounds for you to have a fight, physical altercation, if that's your like trigger word. If that's your nigger that gets you fucking red, which I've always never understood as well, by the way. Somebody calls you nigger and you just like, it's almost like a word. It's almost like one of those words that kind of snaps you into a trance and you fucking see red, you turn into a fucking Hulk. I've always thought that's incredibly fucking stupid. It kind of reminds me of that time when I was in school growing up, and I think like secondary school, which is high school, right? And this foreign student from Spain transferred over, and he couldn't speak a lick of English. And me and my friends convinced this boy. I think his name was Juan, right? And we convinced Juan that ice cream was an insult, and we kept calling him ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, and he would chase us around the fucking playground, super pissed off, ready to fucking tear our heads off. Later on, obviously, when he started to learn the language, he realized that ice cream isn't a fucking insult, clearly. But it's like one of those type of things. It's so fucking silly. Like, how could someone calling you a bitch make you want to fucking chef them up? That's a little bit too much. So you played a part in this too, Mr. Suspect. You played a part in it too. Next clip. Next screenshot. Suspect says, I'll be live on my YouTube this evening, like 5 or 6. Subscribe to my YouTube to hear my response. Unfortunately for Suspect, like this is how it always goes. He'll have attention for like what, maybe a week. If he can drag this out for a week, he'll probably have a lot of people on his channel, you know, wanting to hear what he has to say, wanting to hear him go bad on ADAM22, wanting to hear him, you know, for a week, and then after that it'll all go away, and then he'll have to kind of survive on the strength of his content. And last time he tried to do his own content, when there was like a bit of a pause in the No Jumper content stuff, and a couple of the hosts had to leave. I don't know what the reason was, but he did that gaming channel, right, where he was streaming. You know, it didn't look that great, to my personal opinion, in terms of entertainment wise and shit and quality. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do now going forward, because this is going to hurt, because he hung around No Jumper for a while, because you'd imagine that check was kind of nice, you know what I mean? Being paid, you know, however much he gets paid to hang around, smoke weed, eat on camera, or eat on the fucking microphone, talk about shit in the culture and shit, scream at girls and stuff. It's a pretty decent gig if you're a Suspect. So this is probably going to hurt. This is probably going to make a dent. It's probably going to make a dent. So he's probably going to be on live stream a lot. But I'm also not sure if he's going to be able to retain that audience once everyone's kind of got bored or has kind of got their feel of the whole Brandon beef, because it's only so long you can talk about this shit. You know what I mean? It's like, what more is there to add? So let's see how it goes. But that's it from Suspect. Another clip here. Sister Sus, hope you see this, Sus. Look at how Lush is doing you after you got fired. He wanted you gone the whole time, dummy. This is a clip taken from the live stream. What they said here.
Do you feel like you're at fault?
Not at all. Just like 0%. But I think the whole way it transpired is really unfortunate, and I wish that there is a way that it didn't have to have this result. Like, I understand from a business perspective why, you know, that can't be tolerated.
Oh, take Adam's dick out of your mouth, you fucking idiot. He asked you, do you think you're at fault? And you turned it into, within 20 seconds, you turned it into an opportunity to suck his dick. Fucking relax, bro. Relax.
And obviously, especially considering the.
Oh, he's so disgusting, isn't it? I'm sure we've all worked with people like this before, like co-workers, colleagues that you work with who just fucking suck off the manager, and it's even worse when the manager's a prick. You know, when you're working with a manager who's a certified across the board cunt, you all fucking hate him. But there's one member of staff that you work with that's like laughing at their jokes, being overly friendly, offering to stay over. Also offering to stay later in the day to help clean up and shit, offering up fucking, whether that's coming the weekend, being open to switching their holiday. I'm okay, I don't really mind. I'm not really going anywhere anyway, so I can. Shut up, you dickhead. You dickhead. Fucking hate that dude, honestly. But yeah, suspect, yeah. I'll get whatever. I guess you yourself to blame. Let me just take a deep breath. It's not, even though it is Lush's fault, it's not really his fault. Suspect is to blame. He's the one that fucking went crazy, went overboard. He took it too far, and it is what it is. 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 Cool. Let's continue, or let's play a couple more clips here. Another one here says, this is straight after what happened actually with his horrible, by the way, that fucking shark t-shirt is in terrible condition. That Bape Shark t-shirt with the fucking saggy neck hole. Like, sometimes you're just too old to wear certain things. Lush is too old to be wearing any of this sort of stuff. He's not even old. It's just he's lame. Lush is too lame to be wearing any of these brands he wears. I'm not going to lie. But let's see what he says here.
So like when Brandon and Sus were joking back and forth about the Wee Wee Watcher and this and that is one thing, but I do feel like Brandon antagonizing to the degree that he did regarding the put off or the BPS incident, whatever you want to call it, I feel like he was doing 10 much.
So after the beef, he says it's mostly Brandon's fault. ADAM22 comes back to the office, fires Suspect, and guess who Lush says it's his fault? Suspect's fault. See how he flip-flops? You see how he's got the fucking spine of a fucking jellyfish? Fuck this guy.
He was bleeding it. He kept saying it, and I get it, but it's like, why do you have to go so personal? You're supposed to be better at winning arguments. You're supposed to be the debater. Why do you need to antagonize Sus to that degree when you're supposed to be the one that's known for using his wit, his intelligence, his mental power? When you're that guy, you're supposed to continue to be in that realm. So I don't understand why he
Yo, this nigga's a drug addict, man. Let's just call a spade, man. This nigga's literally close as possible you can get to a crackhead, and he's still employed at No Jumper. But Suspect isn't, because he pulled out a fucking shank during a fight, and that no one got touched with, by the way. Let Suspect back in the building, man. Just make sure they don't. Just make sure Suspect and Brandon aren't in the same fucking studio at the same time. It's not that deep, bro. This motherfucker's a literal druggie. He's a literal crackhead, and he's okay to be employed there. He's probably fucking smoking pipes in that fucking bathroom in between fucking shows, and he's okay to be there. Just rambling, talking shit. Like, if he can be there, Suspect can be there too. Let No Jumper just be home of the degenerates. It's okay. Bring back Compo Raider, who's there already. Bring back fucking Suspect. Bring back this guy. Even bring back fucking Sharp. Just bring back all the fucking degenerates, bro. That's what No Jumper's about. It's not the home of hip hop. No one's going there for hip hop commentary, off of hip hop insight, or for whatever West Coast stuff. Like, you just go in there for gang politics and beef and shit. That's it. Just bring them on. Bring on the fucking one-arm stripper girl. Bring on the fucking little person, fucking OnlyFans person. Like, do all that shit. Just embrace it. Embrace the chaos. Whatever happens, happens. If it plays out, plays out. God damn it, man. What is the standards that they're suddenly having? I'm just thought about it now. Like, this guy's just rambling, talking shit. Like, if this guy is on the platform, why can't Suspect be on the platform? I know what he did was bad. I know he went too far. I know the spitting, but no one got hurt, man. Brandon's a big boy. Brandon can handle himself. Brandon's okay. I don't think Brandon's scared. I don't honestly think Brandon's actually scared of Suspect. I don't think Suspect is actually scared of Brandon. Just keep them out of each other's way. It's not that deep. It's not that hard. Make sure they keep getting paid, add into your fucking show, add into the bottom line, and keep it moving. Don't get me wrong. It wouldn't surprise me if Suspect does get rehired. I'm not going to lie. It wouldn't surprise me if Suspect does get rehired in some sort of, like, you know, typical shit that fucking Adam will do, you know? bring him back after saying he's never coming back. I've fired him. All this big song and dance. It wouldn't surprise me if Suspect comes back, but I just think this is just silly. Really, it's silly. You know, they're trying to act professional now. They're trying to act like a legit like media company now. Like, come on, it's a little bit too late, bro. A little bit too late. Continuing on. This is the best one I love, to be honest. Big up the person that uploaded this one. Leaked clip of what happened when the screen went blank during the almighty Brandon altercation. This is one of my favorite clips I've seen so far in this whole thing. Showing you what happened behind the scenes. By the way, who put this out? Who's responsible for this? Who leaked this video footage? So it's okay to profit off this mess, but it's also about to get fired. They clipped this whole shit. Essentially, they put these hosts together to basically clip farm, yeah? That's what they wanted to do. They engineered the room. They purposely put two people in the same room together who've already got issues with each other, who already were on fighting terms, fighting words. Then they clipped the shit out of it, made a bunch of content out of it, which was probably going to make them a bunch of money. But now they have to fire Suspect. Come on, man. Let the inmates run the asylum. It's okay. We're entertained. We're entertained.
It was. Nigga, I spit on you. Nigga, you do nothing. Nigga got a knife. Shut up, you a bitch. You a bitch. Nigga, we knew you was a that bitch. Part. Nigga, shut up. We knew you shut up. Nigga, we knew you was shut up. Nigga, you got spit on. No, I didn't.
Look how he stands. No, I didn't. Debating whether or not, I don't know, I'm not sure about you, but like, it wouldn't matter to me if I actually did get spat on. Like, if the spit actually touched me or not. It's just the idea. It's just a visual. It's just a mere illustration, right? It's the mere action of somebody spitting in your direction that's disrespectful. In some countries, actually, I mean, I think about that. In some cultures, is it disrespectful to spit in front of somebody, to spit on the ground at somebody? I'm sure that's a thing. I forgot where it was. Maybe it's Arabic countries. But if you spit on the floor in front, like in where someone's standing, like you spit in front of them, that's actually deemed to be disrespectful. That can be fighting words. That's an action where you're wanting to scrap now. You wanted to get physical. You wanted to get violent. So Brandon debating, oh, it didn't land on me. It didn't land that brother. Like, these characters are fucking funny, man. It didn't land on you. That's what you're debating about.
Powerful bunch.
Look up a Soda Zeus.
He tried to shoot me, but he missed, so it's good.
It's just a graze. It was just a graze. The shank missed my heart by like 5 millimeters, so it doesn't actually count, you know. I just had to kind of hold it down a bit and just cover the wound, but it just missed my heart behind. It's not like I died or anything.
You did. No spit touch me. No spit touch me. No spit touch me. I watched it. Nigga, I watched it. No spit touch me. Nigga, I watched it. Nigga, what we gonna do? What you wanna do about it? What you wanna do about it, nigga? What you wanna do about it? Meet me outside.
A part of me also thinks, much I like Brandon, right? And I love the idea that, I love how it played out, right? I love that they got into an altercation and Suspect didn't know who Brandon was. Suspect thought Brandon was just some fat dude, right? And then later on, when the altercation, you know, they go into an altercation, Suspect offered to, told Brandon to come outside, follow me, let's go fight right now. Brandon didn't move, was very calmly kind of talking back to him and clapping back and arguing. And then in the end, it kind of petered out, right? Then the next day, all these clips go up on the Snowdropper subreddit of this Brandon dude doing like jujitsu and Muay Thai and being a black belt and whatever, right? So clearly, Suspect saw that sort of stuff and kind of changed his tone. He stopped speaking as spicy about Brandon. But Suspect is also still just a guy from the hood, isn't it? Like, he's not going to take too well to the idea of people thinking that he's scared. So if anything, because he thinks people think he's scared of Brandon, he's going to overcompensate and crash out in a way to really demonstrate to everybody that he doesn't care if this guy doesn't have to fight. He's ready to go all the way. So it's not surprising it played out the way it did. And so I think to myself, I wonder if this Brandon dude is a little bit of a mug in his own way. He's a little bit of a clown, a little bit of a clown, because he knows what was going on. Like, did he purposely push Suspect's buttons for it to get to this place? Or was he so sure that he could beat up Suspect that he didn't anticipate that Suspect, because he knew he couldn't beat him up, would want to like make sure he won? You know? If you get what I mean. he's gonna make sure he's gonna win. Like, you might get a punch, you might be able to take me down to the ground, but once you get on top of me, I'm putting this fucking thing in your throat, you know? Like, he went to let him know that, hey, if you lay your hands on me, like... if you lay your hands on me, I'm gonna cut you up like a shish kebab. Like, do not do this. So I wonder if they both kind of played into each other's hands. I wonder.
You're scary. What you want to do about it? What you want to do about it? You're scary. What you want to do about it, nigga? What you want to do about it? That one, nothing.
Oh, look at everybody smiling. Look at everyone smiling and being thoroughly entertained. ADAM22, how are you firing these people, bro? This is blockbuster podcasting. This is blockbuster YouTube, or as Brandon Schaub would say, this is blockbuzzer. This is blockbuzzer, bro. Just put this out. Let these guys rock. It's not that deep.
Look, nothing. Look what? Do something about it.
Such a good pod before this happened, guys. We're doing so good.
By the way,
Nigga, intelligent dialogue.
what the fuck is Lush? But that guy in the back in the all white, he was making it so much worse. He was so funny. His laugh was so fucking contagious. Like, legitimately, he legitimately made the situation so much worse. He made it so much fucking worse. He just kept laughing his head off.
Fuck me. I was just about to say that, you know,
Security?
so what niggas want to do? Just got mad.
Come do something.
Come do something.
This why you're
By the way, suspect also is acting as if like he's being blocked. This guy is another security. He's probably got a strap in that bag, but he's not that big, bro. He doesn't look that strong. If suspect wanted to touch Brandon, he could touch Brandon. You know, that security is not that big or strong. If suspect wanted to touch Brandon, he could. He's not really with it as well. He could have picked up something. He could have jumped over a chair. He could have really put his hands and feet on Brandon if he wanted to. I don't think he really wanted to go over there. You know, let's be fair.
Black belt. Come do something, Mr. Black Belt. Come do something, Mr. Black Belt. Brought a knife to. Come do something, Mr. Black Belt. No weapons. Come do something, Mr. Black Belt. Ain't no weapons, police.
He's not asleep. This laugh. The laugh is too much. It's so fucking good. He's making this. I don't know. It just reminds me of so much things that happens in ends. Like half of the fights that happen when you grow up in ends is mostly because people are just laughing and making you feel like you should be fighting, like making a mockery of the whole thing, or laughing at somebody's insult about you. So you just get hot and you just see everybody laughing at you. So like, okay, cool. I'm gonna put an end to this laughing. Somebody's gonna die today. Like, you know, it gets that heated. It's just, all it needs is somebody just to laugh. Somebody laughs at a certain octave, right? A certain note, a certain cadence, a certain level. That shit can turn dicey very quickly.
Come do something, Mr. Now there's a knife right there. You pulled it out. Where? Bro, you pulled the knife out. Where? There was a Swiss Army knife. Bro, trying to fumble for it. Where?
Army knife.
Where? Police ask you where? You're in the feds. Federal feds. All right. Bitch ass.
Okay, finally, because Brandon's a bit older, I'm assuming. Brandon's a little bit older. So I think finally his sense is kicking. Because he's like, okay, cool. Like, you saw a weapon, you saw something. You know what I mean? Like, I think finally he's sense and he goes home. I think that's a smart move to make. Yes, you can fight. Yes, you've got fucking 200 pounds on suspect. But it doesn't matter. If this guy pokes you with something in your fucking abdomen, right? Or in your fucking rib cage and shit, you're done for. You know what I mean? It doesn't fucking matter. He hits you into an artery, whatever, you're fucked. So none of your taekwondo or Muay Thai is gonna count. So he did a smart move by just leaving. Fuck it. Like, whatever. He just left. Good idea. But I love the walk off is my favorite part. Seeing Brandon walk away is fucking crazy. Look at the walk.
Nigga, do something. Nigga, fuck you.
I love that. That reminds me of so many guys you see in jiu-jitsu gyms and shit, right? Walking across the mat. That looks like somebody that puts their fucking trousers and their belt up super high, you know? Tucks his rash guard in, like, you can tell that. Look at I don't know, but laugh, man. That walk was so fucking good. That walk was so fucking good. He's got but that's the thing, he's a unit. That's the thing, Brandon's a unit, innit? Brandon's a unit, but he's got a relatively small head for his build. He's also got very small hands and very small feet, but he's got massive calves and thighs. You know, he's a very strange build in that respect.
Powerful bunch.
He walking straight to the vending machine.
He's feeling peckish. All that arguing, all that fucking gesticulating and beefing has got him fucking feeling peckish. You know, I need a little drink. I need a protein yogurt. I just had one today, actually. I just had a bit of protein yogurt today. But yeah, I think, by the way, the amount of protein produce now in supermarkets is crazy, isn't it? I saw the other day fucking Khloe Kardashian launched protein popcorn. There's protein tiramisu, protein cereals of all kinds, protein this, protein that. Like, just nonsense, isn't it? That stuff is all full of sugar and full of shit, but it still gets me anyway. But one more time with the walk. One more time for the walk. Oh, fucking brilliant, man. Honestly. God bless No Jumper. God bless No Jumper. Let the mess and the nonsense continue. Let the mess and the nonsense continue.